Hello, Sin Chow. I just saw Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. It's been a few days, so I'm assuming many of you have as well, but by looking at the box office, maybe many of you haven't. Take a look.
I miss the desert. I miss the sea. And I miss waking up every morning, wondering what wonderful adventure the new day will bring to us.
I enjoyed it. I was skeptical because of how Disney Lucasfilm handled Star Wars, and I was really expecting this new Indiana Jones movie to be very derivative of Raiders of the Lost Ark, because I find Disney looks at what works and just pulls from that and just takes every bit of nostalgia and just tries to squeeze every drip out. But they didn't do that with this movie, and I'm happy. It feels like a James Mangold film, and it delivered. I like the opening. I know it may be controversial for some people with digital de-aging, but we've seen Indy go back in time before. We saw River Phoenix betray a young Indy at the beginning of The Last Crusade, and now we are seeing a digital version of Harrison Ford. Again, this opening sequence definitely does not look and feel like the old movies. It's clearly on a green screen, it's dim, it's not in a desert, but this is its own movie, so I can accept it. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is okay, and I stress okay. She didn't ruin the movie for me. She didn't make the movie for me. We've seen Harrison Ford play off Sean Connery. We've seen him play off Shia LaBeouf. This was par for the course for this franchise. No spoilers in this review. This movie does deal with the supernatural, but Indy has always dealt with the supernatural. We saw aliens in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, so I did like where they went with it. It was something new, something fresh. John Williams is back. This score feels more unique, at least than his score for the new Star Wars films. I thought he was just kind of like redoing his old stuff, but this time it feels like new music. Again, he's like 90 years old. It doesn't hit the same way as his old scores do, but I'm glad to see him show up. I think this is a good final chapter. Obviously the first four films were all directed by Spielberg. They have that Spielberg flair. But the Indiana Jones movies were always hit or miss. People probably forget that at the time, a lot of people didn't like Temple of Doom. And that's why they made The Last Crusade a lot more similar to Raiders of the Lost Ark. They went back to the desert, they showed him in the classroom again, and we didn't get to see Short Round again. It's nice to see people giving Crystal Skull its due. I've always enjoyed that movie. It did some questionable things, but it was always an Indiana Jones movie. And I think now, watching Dial of Destiny, people appreciate that it does still have that Spielberg feel, even though it's more glossy, more like a 50s B movie than the originals were more like 30s serials. But like the Star Wars prequels, we're seeing people, when people have something new to hate, I think they start liking the old stuff. Do I think this is a suitable ending for the character? Yes I do. It's not as nice of ending as Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but we've seen this character go through everything in these live-action movies. And also, the TV show. I absolutely love the Indiana Jones Chronicles. I strongly recommend it for anyone who hasn't seen it. It was made in the 90s and was actually the highest budgeted TV show of all time at the time. And they go to all these different locations. We get to see Indiana Jones grow up, and especially the episodes during the World War I were fantastic. But now we've done it. We've seen it. He's done, and I am happy to tie a bow on this franchise. Maybe we'll see spin-offs. Maybe we'll see a Short Round return spin-off. But for now, I am happy with laying this series to rest. And you can all tell me your thoughts below. I know many people don't like this movie. You can tell me exactly why. And feel free to rate, comment, subscribe. Maybe follow me on Letterboxd. I've been more active on there. And for now, see ya.